Hey guys, it's been 2 weeks since my last video. I did record one last week, but I felt so rushed, so chaotic that I didn't upload it, and it's fine anyways because I haven't done much since, so I can just redo it and it won't be that different. Hopefully a little less manic about it though. So we'll get started with my whips, which I only have 3, I believe. I really don't think I showed this in my last video, but we'll just go through what I think needs to be seen. Okay, so my first whip is the Hyrule Light World map from this is by Pixel Comfort on Etsy. It's the Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo. This is my ultimate favorite Nintendo game. You know, followed by Mario. But so I got this one page done. I think I finished this the beginning of, oh goodness, when did I finish this? It was in May. In May sometime. Yeah, in May sometime I finished the first page. I think it took me 12 days to do this one page. Doing it 2/1 on 18 count Ada. It's a giant piece of Ada. Like, it's super, like, huge. I think it's like a yard. It's like 27 by 36, I think. I'm going to have the light world and then the dark world. And I'm debating if I'm going to put it into a pillow, like a reversible pillow, or if I'm going to make it into a reversible wall hanging. I don't know. We'll see. But I got one page done. I'm really excited to get back to this. I don't know when that's going to happen, but hopefully soon. I've been pretty busy this month with a bunch of other things. I have a craft fair coming up soon, so I've been trying to get ready for that. So after I finished that one page, I went back to my Victoria Sampler Nativity, the Heirloom Nativity sampler. So I got all this done. This is, how many rows is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's either 6 or 7 bands, because they count like all this from this white up. All this stuff is one band, and then I think this is either 1 or 2 different bands, and then this is a band, and then 3 in here. It's fun. I get a little confused with the specialty stitches sometimes. They're not hard, it's just trying to make sure I'm in the right spot is what's difficult. So I know this is really hard to see or at least show you guys up close, but I got Smyrna stitches, satin hearts, and scallops? I don't know. And then this weird thing in the middle, and then there's these big round beads. I didn't do so perfect on these hearts, but it's no big deal. And then I got more Smyrnas down here. This is in, Gloriana Bellagio, I think. It was with Krennic straight stitches around it. And then there's these beads, these tiny little beads, sorry, in this row right here. Can you see? And then there's half stitches in between each row. But I don't see what the point was, because you can barely even tell, because the color matches my fabric pretty well. And, okay, hold on one second. Okay, go play, sweetie. He's just gonna hang out, probably right there, and play with his trucks. But no, like, you can't even see it between the beads and stuff, and I don't know. And then these ones at the very bottom, these are ray stitches, it said. I don't know, those are... Took a little long, but not too bad. I think I did all 3 of these bands in one day. And then I went 2 or 3 days without stitching. That was at the very end of May. The very end of May. Because it was like the last 2 days of May and the first day of June I didn't stitch, I think. I just had a lot going on. Just a lot. I can't even remember exactly what was going on, but I just know it was a lot. So I didn't even get a chance to stitch. And then on June 1st, the next Under the Sea Sal part came out. Like I said, I couldn't start it that night, which sucks because I'd like to start it that night. And then I usually get it done within 3 or 4 days. But I've been so slow. I've only been stitching after the kids go to bed, and the kids have been going to bed late. So I'm just not getting as much done as I'd like. Hopefully after this craft fair and all the orders that hopefully I get from this craft fair go smoothly, quickly, and then I can just stitch. Because I need to do this, I need to finish its little jellyfishes. There's 2 jellyfishes. There'll be a starfish and then 2 little fishies. One down here and one back up here with the starfish right here. But they're so cute. So this is what I've gotten done in like 3 or 4 days. Not a lot. This is not good progress for me on this piece. This piece is usually a quick stitch for me. But like I said, I need to get this done, and then I need to get my Hello There, well, Hello There July and August finished. We'll see. Really need to get that. At least that July needs to get done. I need to order those buttons too. But yeah. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. See, I'm manic anyways. I guess it doesn't even matter. This fabric right here is a 28 count Monaco that I dyed myself. And when I dyed it, I just kind of like accordion folded it and then kind of just wrapped it around itself and then put it in a little bowl and poured. I want to say I mixed blue and gray together. I wanted it a little bit more gray, but it came out pretty blue. It's looking true to color. I don't know, I still like it. It's pretty, but that is that one. And then this one is the 28 count Monaco from Hobby Lobby. That was, it's like the glass blue color that they sell, and then I put teal dye over it to give it this mottled look. I don't know. I have a lot of blue fabric, or at least I buy a lot of white fabric, and then for some reason I dye it blue. Blue is not my favorite color. I just like blue fabric. Crazy. Or maybe just everything just looks good on blue. I don't know. So yeah, I'm a little behind on my stitching. Not doing so great there, but when you got a craft fair going on, you want to make the monies. That's what you do. Especially because I use that monies for my cross stitching. That way I don't use what my husband makes. Those go towards bills. So that's all for stitching. I'll just go through some other things. I've been reading. I finally got a book from the library. I mean, I've been reading Game of Thrones, but I finally got something that's different. I got a couple books from the library, but I'll only show this one because I only read one at a time. I can't switch between one book and another. It just doesn't work that way for me. But it's this one. It's called The Knife of Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness. This is really good. I don't even know how to explain it. I just know that I really like it. It's just about a dystopian world, different planets, relocating, you know, being able to hear everybody's thoughts everywhere. I mean, it's mostly just men. There was no women in the beginning, so you can hear men's noise, as they call it. It's called noise, but you can hear everybody's thoughts at every time of the day and night. It's, I don't know, it's crazy. Anyways, they're, you know, I don't know how to explain it without just telling you exactly what I've read so far, but it's really good. I really like it. Like, I hate having to go to, you know, put it down to go to sleep, but knowing that the kids like to wake up at a certain time, I'm like, well, I gotta put this down so I can get some sleep myself. But I'm about, let's see here, I'm at 62% through it, and I think it's a trilogy. I know there's another book, but I'm excited to read this. Like, every night I'm just like, oh, gotta go so I can read this until bedtime. It's really good. Sorry, I really don't know how to explain books better without just immediately telling you exactly everything that's happening. But if you, I don't know, That's not a good way to tell people about a book, especially if you don't want to, you know, whatever. I'm just rambling because that's what I do best. For the craft fair, I'm getting some things done, so I'll have a few things available. So I make these little first day, last day chalkboards, you know, for school. You can put the date and then what the child wants to be when they grow up, the class of, as in what year they'll graduate, their teacher's name, and then how old they are. And then on the back, you can put their age again, and then what they plan to do for the summer, and their favorite subject that they learned while in school. I know these are a pretty big hit. I figured I'll make a whole bunch more and sell them in July right before school starts, because school starts in the beginning of August here, or at least some schools, they start in the beginning of August here. And then I figured some decals, ready-made decals are easy. These little home decals, there's Texas, I made an Iowa one because that's where my husband's from. Made a Wisconsin one because that's where I'm from. Made a Minnesota one. I mean, I've lived in Minnesota as well. And then I made a couple Colorado ones since that's where I'm at now. I figured I can always take custom orders for other states. I don't want to make too many. I'll just have a handful. Oh, I made a California one too. It's already packaged up all nice. So California, I'll put my business card, the instructions, how to apply it, and then a little popsicle stick for burnishing it onto whatever you're going to put it on. I figured I'd have those. I'll have some t-shirts. I have a whole thing. Oh, yeah, I have a whole list of things I need. I'll have some t-shirts, or at least tank tops available. I'll put those sew together bags that I made. I think I'll have those available if anybody wants those. So if there's one you want, but you just don't have the money for it right now, and you don't want to see it go, if it goes, you know, when I put it in the craft fair, maybe we can talk about a deposit. Maybe we can talk about that. You can just always comment and let me know, and then we can go from there. But I also have these. These were, dowel. These were my biggest hit last summer. Sorry, I know I'm out of screen. I make these. It says Yardzy. I don't know if it's backwards for you guys or not. But what I do is I make dice. These are actually drilled out. They're not just painted on there. I have a router. Well, I borrow a router from a friend and just actually route out these little pips, as they're called, and then I paint them. So I make those. So there's 5 in there, and then I laminate the score sheet, and then players 1 through 6, and the instructions on the back. I add what do you want to call it? I add a dry erase marker to it as well. But these were my biggest hit last year, so I figured I will make at least one to have as a sample at the show. Those are always fun. I mean, granted, you can buy that. You can buy something similar like that at Michael's. I just saw them today, but their dice are like littler, and it just comes in a little canvas bag or whatever, a drawstring bag. No big deal. I still make them. People still buy them because they're nice. And then I can't show you this, but it's a animal zoo. Maybe I can insert a picture. It probably won't be my picture because it's not fully assembled yet, but I'm going to make one, or at least I have it halfway done. I just have to assemble it, and I'll have that there as a sample too. We'll see. It's something new I wanted to try this year. If it doesn't sell, then that's okay. It's not a big deal. I only made one. So my kids can have it. I feel like a super rambler. Oh, I was going to do these cozies too that are going to say, because I had these cozies from, I don't know, I bought them last year or something for, I was going to make for my husband, but he doesn't need these. I'm going to put Star Spangled Hammered and Red, White, and Boozed on them, and have those out as samples too, to pre-order. I don't know, I hate having inventory. That's my biggest thing. I hate making a bunch of stuff as an inventory and then it just sitting in my already small, cramped house. Like, there's no need for that. I prefer to just make 1 or 2 samples and then from there take orders. If that's what somebody doesn't like, if somebody wants something right then and there, I'm sorry. I'm not going to do it. Like I said, my house is already full of stuff. My husband says there's just too much stuff in our house already for our little home. And I'm like, yeah, that's why I don't make an inventory. What the best thing I like is when somebody orders something custom and then I can use that as like a photo of, you know, something I can do or whatnot. Like a customer asked me to make cups like this today. And I know it's a little hard to see. Here, let's put this in here. And I loved it so much, so I used one of the cups because, you know, I buy a 4-pack that I made one for my husband. It's my daughter's birthday, my son's birthday. So that he has one. So I like when people give me suggestions or, you know, custom orders because half the time I love what they order. Oh, another customer asked me to make a shirt for the dad that says Mr. Fix It with some, you know, tools on it, and then their daughter's shirt says Little Miss Broke It with some springs and screws. And I thought that was super cute too. I was like, how cute is that? See, people got good ideas. And I just make them. Anyways. So, I think that's it. This is almost 20 minutes. I feel like a blah blah blah. I know. Whatever, right? This is who I am. I ramble. That's all I ever do. See you next time, okay?